welcome to Security Fundamentals. My name is Sarah Alali. I work at Microsoft and I will be your trainer for this session. I have a PhD in computer science and over 10 years experience in teaching, training, and also in conducting research. And I have a passion. Guess for what? It's for technology and I love to learn new things. Security and compliance are essential aspects of any organization that deals with data and information. Security refers to the protection of data and systems from unauthorized access, use, and modification or destruction, while compliance refers to adherence to law, regulations, standards, and policy that govern how data and information are handled. This course covers 6 different sessions. You are encouraged to watch one or more sessions, and in this 4th session, we are going to discover 2 services, which are Microsoft Defender for Cloud and Microsoft Sentinel. So let's start. This session is divided into 2 lessons. In the first lesson, we will discover security management capabilities in Azure. And in the second lesson, we will discover capabilities of Microsoft Sentinel. Now that we have learned a little bit about core infrastructure security services in Azure in the previous part, let's now move on into describing security management capabilities of Azure. In this lesson, we will talk about Microsoft Defender for Cloud and Azure policies. Then we move talking about cloud security posture management and cloud workload protection platform. And finally, we will talk about development security operations. Let's start with Microsoft Defender for Cloud. Microsoft Defender for Cloud is a cloud-native application protection platform, CNAPP, with a set of security measures and practices designed to protect cloud-based applications from various cyber threats and vulnerabilities. Defender for Cloud combines the capabilities of a development security operation, DevSecOps solution, and cloud security posture management CSPM solution, and cloud workload protection platform CWPP. With DevSecOps, Defender for Cloud helps you to incorporate good security practices early during the software development process. You can protect your code management environments and your code pipeline get insights into your development environment security posture from a single location. While with CSPM, you assess your system and automatically alert security staff in your IT department when a vulnerability is found. CSPM uses tools and services in your cloud environment to monitor and prioritize security enhancement and features so admins can take to secure the environment. Finally, cloud workload protection platform surface workload-specific recommendations that lead you to the right security controls to protect your workloads. When your environment is threatened, security alerts right away indicate the nature and severity of the threats so you can plan your response. Each of these areas is covered in more detail through the rest of this first lesson. But first, it's important to start with the understanding of the policies and security initiatives that Microsoft Defender for Cloud applies in the course of making recommendations. Policies and initiatives are a foundational component of Microsoft Defender for Cloud and how Defender for Cloud assesses security posture and compliance. Now, what are policies and initiatives? An Azure policy definition created in Azure Policy is a rule about specific security conditions that you want controlled. Azure Policy supports built-in definitions, but you can also create your own custom policy definitions. For example, a policy could be to allow only the creation of resource on a specific region. Now, security initiative is a collection of Azure policy definitions or rules grouped together towards specific goal or purpose. Microsoft Defender for Cloud uses a default security initiative called the Microsoft Cloud Security Benchmark, MCSB. The initiative evaluates your hybrid cloud environment against a set of controls and best practices and shows your compliance status in the regulatory compliance dashboard. You can also create your own Defender for Cloud initiatives in Azure Policy to customize your security assessment. Microsoft Cloud Security Benchmark is a Microsoft-authored set of guidelines for security and compliance that provides best practices and recommendations to help improve the security of workloads, data, and services on Azure and your multi-cloud environment. It builds on controls from the Center of Internet Security and the National Institute of Standards and Technology with a focus on cloud-centric security. Defender for Cloud offers foundational multi-cloud cloud security posture management capabilities for free. These capabilities are automatically enabled by default on any subscription or account that has onboarded to Defender for Cloud. The foundational cloud security posture management includes asset discovery, continuous assessment, and security recommendations from posture hardening, compliance with Microsoft Cloud Security Benchmark, and also Secure Score. One of the best features of Microsoft Defender for Cloud, and that I like the most, is the Secure Score. This provides visibility to your current security posture. Defender for Cloud continually assesses your cross-cloud resources for security issues. It then aggregates all the findings into a single score so that you can tell at a glance your current security situation. The higher the score, the lower the identified risk level. All Defender for Cloud customers automatically gain access to the Secure Score when they enable Defender for Cloud. Microsoft Cloud Security Benchmark is automatically applied to your environment and generates all the built-in recommendations that are part of this default initiative. In addition, Microsoft Defender for Cloud provides hardening recommendations based on an identified security misconfigurations and weaknesses. Recommendations are grouped into security controls. Each control is a logical group of related security recommendations and reflects your vulnerability or vulnerable attack surface. Your score only improves when you remediate all of the recommendations for a single resource within a control. You can use these security recommendations to strengthen the security posture of your organization's Azure, hybrid, and also multi-cloud resources. In addition, you can gain time with the embedded capabilities of Microsoft Security Copilot on the recommendations page. A pillar of cloud security is cloud workload protection. Through cloud workload protection capabilities, Microsoft Defender for Cloud is able to detect and resolve threats to resources, workloads, and services. Cloud workload protections are delivered through integrated Microsoft Defender planes, specific to the types of resource in your subscription and provide enhanced security features for your workload. First, it provides you with comprehensive endpoint detection and response with Microsoft Defender for servers. We have also vulnerability scanning for virtual machines, container registries, and SQL resources. You can activate also your multi-cloud security by connecting your account from Amazon Web Service and Google Cloud Platform to protect resources and workload on those platforms. For your on-prem resources, you can activate hybrid security to get a unified view of security across all of your on-prem and cloud workload. Finally, with the access and application control features, you can block malware and other unwanted applications by applying machine learning-powered recommendations adapted to your specific workload to create allow list and block list. Defender for DevOps is a service available in Defender for Cloud, empowers security teams to manage DevOps security across multi-pipeline environments. Defender for DevOps uses a central console to empower security teams with the ability to protect applications and resources from code to cloud across multi-pipeline environments such as GitHub and Azure DevOps, and finding from Defender for DevOps can then be correlated with other contextual cloud security insight to prioritize remediation code. There are three key capabilities in Defender for DevOps. First, it provides unified visibility into DevOps security posture. Second is threaten cloud resources configuration throughout the development lifecycle. This could be done by enabling security of infrastructure as code templates used to define and deploy the infrastructure rapidly and reliably. Finally, it prioritizes remediation of critical issues in code. For example, security admin can help developer prioritize critical code fixes with pull request annotation and assign developer ownership by triggering custom workflow feeding directly into the tools developers use. All right, now let's move to the portal and have a look at Microsoft Defender for Cloud. So here we are in Microsoft Defender for Cloud. So I could search Defender for Cloud, for example, or I could get it from the menu that we were seeing. So in here, in the overview, we'll have an overview of your subscription or group of subscription. If you have GCP or AWS, it will appear in here also. You have look into assess the resources. This is just a demo environment, so I'm okay not having a lot. Also, I'm okay with the secure score that we have in here, which is 48%, which is really low. But since it is demo environment, so it's okay. I could look into any critical recommendations. We could look into resources that are evaluated, are high risk or critical. I could look into regulatory compliance. So here we are looking into Microsoft Cloud Security Benchmark and what is given us as controls that were passed. And I see that I have 49 over 63. I could look into workload protection, and if I'm enabled some, it will appear in here. And also in inventory, I could see unhealthy, healthy resources, and also the resources where it's not applicable in there. Any action required, I will see it in this section too. I could look also into recommendations. And in here I could see which scope I want to select. Azure subscription, AWS, GitHub, Azure DevOps, GitHub Lab, Docker Hub. So it depends what I want to see or what am I using. And then I could look into different resources and the risk level that have, and the risk factory and attached path, which is the owner, and how they are assigned or unassigned. So for example, here I see it says that I have Windows virtual machine should enable Azure disk encryption, which is the VM that we were using in the demo. I could see that virtual machine needs a scale set, for example, and I have issue with some storage with the VM. There is some vulnerability that were found, and I could use all this to increase my secure score and improve my security. I could go to inventory and look into my resources, and it's going to show me the resource type, and the scope, the environment, and all the recommendations that I have. So there is more resources, and I could look onto a specific resource, for example SC-900, and here I could see all the list of risk that I have with this VM and the recommendation. So here's some high risk we have some medium risk, and we have some low risk. So here, internet facing virtual machine should be protected. If I click on this, it gives me some actions to follow. Also, I have a button that gives me a quick fix if I want to do it, or it's going also to give me steps one by one how to improve this risk. And if you improve it, also it's going to improve the overall score of my security. And I could see also more information related to this VM, in which scope, which subscription, who is the owner, the last change, etc. I could also look into security alerts. So I have different security alerts. So all the security alerts that were configured in this environment. And if I want to do more cloud security, I could look into the security posture. It's going to show my secure score. I could look into the workload protection, and in here I could apply any workload protection that I want to apply. I want also look into just-in-time VM access if it's needed, any VM vulnerability assessment that I want to configure or to maintain. If I go to regulatory compliance, I could see that I have the Microsoft Cloud Security Benchmark. I could see also the control that are related to Microsoft Cloud Security Benchmark. And in here I have a full list of all the recommendations that are applied, all the initiatives and policies that are attached to Microsoft Cloud Security Benchmark and how they are applied. So if I go to NS Network Security, which is shown in red, and there is here an issue, I have an issue with NS1, which is established network segmentation boundaries. So there is issue with my VM. And here we have internet facing virtual machine. We got NST, secure cloud services with network control also. So I have issue with some storage account and much more. So from here to, if I go for this, same to same, it gives me description of the issue, some remediation steps with the quick fix, and which resource is unhealthy, which is the SC-900, as we put it as an internet facing with RDP, and that represents a big issue for the security of this VM. Let's get back. So in the workload protection, so if I want to increase this, I could configure any of this, for example, just-in-time access for my VM. So in here I could look into the VMs that I could configure for just-in-time and having a just-in-time access for this VM. All right, in the management, I have also environment settings. In the environment settings, I could look in my tenant, and I could look into my VM. And I could see the Defender plan that I have. So I could turn on CSPM, for example, and fix it. For example, I want to add it for my server, and this is a paid one, so I'm going to configure this plan and secure more my VM. All right, that's all what I wanted to show you for this demo. Thank you for your attention. Now, let's move to the second lesson. In this lesson, we will discover the concept of SIEM and SWO, and then we will talk about Microsoft Sentinel, and finally, we will look at the Microsoft Security Copilot integration with Microsoft Sentinel. Let's go. Now, before start talking about Sentinel, let's understand the concept of SIEM and SWO. SIEM is Security, Information and Event Management. A SIEM system is a tool that an organization uses to collect data from across the whole estate, including infrastructure, software, and resources. It does analysis, looks for correlations or anomalies, and generates alerts and incidents. With SOAR is Security Orchestration Automated Response. A SOAR system takes alerts from many sources such as SIEM system, and the SOAR system then trigger actions-driven automated workflows and processes to run security tasks that mitigate the issue. To provide a comprehensive approach to security, an organization needs to use a solution that embraces or combines both SIEM and SOAR functionality. Now let's look at Microsoft's solution for SIEM and SOAR. Microsoft Sentinel is a scalable cloud-native solution that provides SIEM and SOAR. Microsoft Sentinel delivers intelligent security analytics and threat intelligence across the enterprise. With Microsoft Sentinel, you get a single solution for attack detection, threat visibility, proactive hunting, and threat response. This diagram shows the end-to-end functionality of Microsoft Sentinel. We first collect data at cloud scale across all users, devices, application, and infrastructure, both on-prem and multi-cloud. The second step, we detect previously uncovered threats and minimize false positives using analytics and unparalleled threat intelligence. The third step, we investigate threats with AI and hunt suspicious activities at scale, tapping into decades of cybersecurity work at Microsoft. Finally, we respond. We respond to incidents rapidly with built-in orchestration and automation of common security tasks. All right, here we are going to dive into the exciting integration of Microsoft Security Copilot with Microsoft Sentinel. Imagine having a Copilot that helps you navigate through the complexity of security management. That's exactly what Microsoft Security Copilot does. It integrates seamlessly with Microsoft Sentinel to enhance your security operations. With Copilot plugins, you can use natural language to KQL for Microsoft Sentinel, making it easier to query and analyze your security data. This integration is supported through both a standalone experience and an embedded experience in Microsoft Defender portal. In essence, Microsoft Security Copilot acts as your trusted assistant, helping you make sense of your security data and help you take proactive measures to protect your organization. All right, let's have a look to Sentinel in the portal. So for this demo, we're going to get interested in Microsoft Sentinel. So we're going to access to Microsoft Sentinel. And we're going to create a workspace for our Sentinel to be able to use it. So when I get into creating workspace, it redirects me to Log Analytic Workspace. So I select the subscription, the resource group where I want to put it. I already created the SC-900 Sentinel resource group for that. I give it a name, so I'm going to put the SC-900 Log Analytics Workspace. I choose a region, and once I'm happy with that, I could add a tag and then review and create this workspace. Just to create it, okay, and wait a little bit to appear in here so I could add it to my Sentinel. Takes few moments to be created. Okay, here it does appear. So I'm going to add it. And we are now in the platform or the interface of Sentinel. So we have here in the left side, so we have a menu where I could access to all what I need. So I have an overview where I look into the incidents of the last 24 hours. I could look into the log. We have news and guides. We have different information related to threat management. So we could look into, for example, hunting. And here from the top of the page, we could see different information related to hunting. So Microsoft Sentinel Hunt, so what is it? How does it work? I could see here queries. So if I have some queries, so it does appear in here. I could go for live stream, also anything related to that, and could bookmark any hunting that I want to save and tag and easily access to. I have also the mid attack matrix that I could access it from here, and I could see the different element of the metric attack matrix. I could also select and have more information, and also I have a highlight of legend that given me a number that I could view quickly how this is meaningful for my informations. Also, I could look into other content. So I have content hub, I have community. So in community, I could look into all in this section. I could look into the last security threats and attacks in the cybersecurity space. Also with other helpful resources from Microsoft Research, Microsoft Sentinel community. So I have different from here articles that I could look into, blogs also. I could also look into analytics. So I see if there is any active rule, since we have just created Sentinel, so there is not any active rules yet to be seen in here. And it could also look into rule templates. So I have different here templates that I could see and access to. If there is any anomalies, so it will be shown in here too. I could also get interested into automation. Automation is really important. So if I want to have automation rules, so I could configure them. I could look into any active playbooks, playbook templates too. I could also look into my settings, where I could configure the settings of my work and Microsoft Sentinel. I could also get interested into content hub, and here I could find different content titles. I could search from here for Microsoft Defender for cloud. So I have in here Microsoft Defender for Cloud. So here's given me information about this. So description, underlying Microsoft technology used, how many analytics rules that exist, data connectors. So you could just install this. Once installed, I could manage it, or I could do action like delete or reinstall it. So in the management, I could see in here, it gives me more information about this. And it gives me a list of what it does really has this tool that I installed. So I have one analytic rules, and I have 2 data connectors. If I click on my analytic rules, I could create a rule. So here we have analytic rule wizard where you could create and scatter rules. So we have many information in here. You could give it a name, description, severity, and also you could look into the meter attack matrix that it was selected. And I could look into the rule logic. I could look in the rule logic. I have a query rule. I have the incident settings. I could look at it and also how it's going to automate the response. And that moment I could configure the automation rules. I'm not going to create a rule just to show you how it does work. Also in here we have other connectors, so I could open connector page if I want to. So I click on this to open connector page and work on the connection. That's related to content app, and really that's it what I wanted to show you for this demo. In this session, we have learned about two services, Microsoft Defender for Cloud and Microsoft Sentinel. Remember that all the materials are available for free on the learning path on aka.ms/SC900. This concluded our session. There are many ways to continue your learning journey. We encourage you to watch other videos in this course or search out your favorite one on Microsoft Learn.